because I'm assuming Gek and Sunless aren't gonna show. I'd be surprised if they did.
Yeah, Sunless never shows
Sorry,
up.
sorry, Sunless. My bad, dude. Gek and Chase. My bad. Didn't mean to do you like that. Yeah, and I'm assuming Neem's probably asleep or in a fucking kush coma somewhere. I mean, am I wrong?
You know what?
Kush coma? Have you never been in a kush coma?
I don't.
Yeah. Basically,
Actually, I do, but Ian doesn't. What the fuck?
Basically, a kush coma is when you smoke too much. I think that's just a general way to say it, at least. Okay, so we'll talk about, at least, I guess we'll go from attack first. So what I want us to try, granted, if the game wasn't tomorrow, then I would definitely be looking forward to see how this works, but as it stands, since it's the actual game tomorrow, I'm kind of worried how this will work or not. But what the plan is for attacking on first to run Ana Zen, Kree, and then the other DPS can be either Echo, Tracer, or Sombra, and then we have Ball or Monkey, and then D.Va. But if Tusk isn't playing, then most likely Ball. Okay, and so what we're hoping for here is the Kree, Ana, and Zen will all push up at this top left, but they'll wait here for the tanks to go aggro and kind of draw the enemy's aggro. So up here, so you know, whoever's up here we dive, whoever's up here, hopefully anyone that's standing where you guys are now will start to push this way or on the point, regardless if it's dive or what else. Basically what that does is hopefully it frees up all of that high ground for the Kree, Ana, and Zen to push through. They then get all of this high ground for free and we'll be able to do work from there. The Kree is basically there to supplement the other two supports by an added protection, so it basically, if all three of them sit there, you're diving into a three people with 2 CC and a Discord. So, and then the takes just kind of play safe. They play around point where Ana and Zen can see them, and then the other DPS, whether that's Echo, Tracer, or Sombra, goes with the tanks and sets up. So when you guys engage, it should be probably about 30 seconds in before everyone's set. 2 supports in the Kree should be top. Dive tanks come straight down mid, and then the other DPS is getting set up. Once the other DPS is getting set up, that's when we go in, roll, hopefully burn down whoever's over here. If not, we force cooldowns and pull aggro for that high ground to be free. That's basically what that strat does for this point. For defense, I put down, again, it's Ball, Winston, but again, if it's Name playing, then Ball, with D.Va, Echo, and then either, I think I said, fuck, I don't remember what I said. Bunny. Okay, Ashe, I guess, would be fine, or potentially Soldier, but Ashe is probably still the better pick. With Ana and Mercy, what the Echo does, so Sunless, this is probably going to be you, is you're just going to be wanting to play, like, so, I can't do, like, dimensions, but, like, you're going to be playing right here and flying up and down this area right here where I'm standing, okay? And
is it on attack or defense?
Defense. So if they push top, this is basically going to give you like at least 20-25% ult charge by shooting stickies in there. You can also be able to check this side flank. You'll also be able to check down mid and also this bottom. So that's your job. Is you're basically on the job to check flanks. Ana and Ashe will be aware Chu is standing, and the other 2 dive tanks will be hanging out here. Maddie will be pocketing the Echo, which is you. Does that make sense? Everyone understand that? Okay, yep. So for Chu, this is mostly for you and Naeem, but when you're on defense, for the most part, you want to try to save your initial cooldown, so when you start the fight, to look for an escape, not exactly to engage the fight. So this was a little bit easier to explain on Winston than it is Ball, but for Winston, the Winston starts up here. Once they come through, he tases, you eat some of the damage coming in onto him, and then he drops. Okay, and then he uses leap to get back up there and start the fight. So he's saving his cooldowns for that initial fight, and then he's using his cooldowns afterwards to continue that fight after he's either healed up, protected, etc. Does that make sense? So instead of how some people would do it is they come through that door, Winston just jumps straight up here and uses his leap cooldown, which then he has no escape if they start to focus him down. He gets focused, he drops down here, they drop and they burn him down, right? Compared to starting the fight up there, and that goes for the same way for if they come down the middle lane, if they come down here to this, or they come down here to the right. All of that's the same way. You want to drop and use cooldowns to escape for the escape that. So does that make sense? Same thing for you on D.Va. And then, like I said, Ashe Ana sits up there. I've already explained some of this where you sit. Dive tanks are basically just meeting whichever way they come through. Okay, so for second point... Wow, alright, I'm shocked. I was wrong.
What?
Didn't think you show up.
Yeah.
Just give me 1 second. Okay, yep, you should be on our team. No, I am. Just wait for Gek to get over here. Yeah, this map it'll be Sunless and Chase, so. Okay, so for attacking for the rest of second. Oh, fuck, I don't remember what I said for half of this shit. Let me pull up my list, give me a second. No, because then you're going to be running Ana Zen. I just wanted to try that for first because you're automatically going to get that first high ground. After that, Ana Zen is just much more punishable. Numbani, attack second. So I said for Numbani, attack second is either Winston or Ball, D.Va, and then either, and then Tracer, Echo, or Sombra. I'm shook. Can somebody invite him to the party, or into the custom? Okay, I gotta go back and explain first to him then.
No.
Okay, Chase, can you go to a fast hero and get over to the first point?
Echo here.
Is he in the... Yeah, he is in the party. Never mind. Okay, so I already went through first point, but I'll just give you kind of the highlights. So on attack, the comp that I want us to try is Kree, Ana, Zen with either with Winston or Ball, D.Va, and then either Tracer, Sombra, or Echo. Either way. So basically, what the strat is for this comp is dive tanks come straight down the middle with the other dive DPS. They dive up here, whoever's up here, and pulls any aggro that's up here. So any of their team that's like sitting up on that ledge hopefully starts to either move this way, dives this way, drops on the point, either way, right?
If they stay up there, then what do we do?
If they stay up there, then tanks need to go to point and force point. So then they eventually drop down.
Okay.
If they What do you mean? Not if you're coming up straight down the mid. Because, look, if you're standing down here, there's only one way they can shoot you if you're hugging this wall, and that's from up here. Sure, you might get hit a little bit, but that's what DM's for. Then you go in, Ball goes in first, he takes most of the fire from anyone else, and then you follow up with him DMing him as he goes in. Does that make sense? Yes, there will be most likely be probably a DPS up here, but there will also be a support here, and if we can isolate the support, then that's even better for us. So what you would be playing, Chase, is the Kree with the Ana and the Zen. So hopefully if they jump off this high ground and come this way, that's when the three of you start pushing forward onto that high ground that I'm shooting at. When that happens, you just need to stay on Ana and Zen. So those three, it's a party of three, you guys are sticking together the entire time. You protect them with your flash, they protect you with Harmony and Sleep, Nade, etc. On defense, you're going to be running Ashe, and you're just going to be sitting over here, basically. So, that's it for first. Second, again, Winston for first point. That's fine. And then again, you just go to fourth point. Or in that case, then I would suggest Chu, you would wait at choke, kind of play middleman in between, like right where I'm at right now. Play right here, and once Naeem goes, he goes and touches point to hopefully draw some of them down. Once they come down, that's when you swoop in, and then the rest of our supports and our Kree will push up onto that high ground, preferably. Again, this is something I would have preferred to try in scrims before we actually tried it in a game. So if this doesn't work like the first and second time, then probably switch over to just a pure dive. Minus probably the Ana at that point and the Kree. Attack second, like I said, Winston Ball Diva. DPS, Tracer, Echo, Sombra. McCree if needed, and then it's kind of up to you guys what we play for supports. Either we do a dive rush with the Lucio Moira, which you guys are probably is one of your best strengths. You do Mercy Zen if you guys are feeling it, and then Ana Brig. So the big thing with the Ana Brig, Maddie, I've already explained this to you, but Laz doesn't know. At least I don't think. When you're playing Ana Brig on this second part of the map, Ana, and I guess this includes everyone. Everyone needs to be playing within the lane that the Ana sees, okay? So think of this map as 3 lanes altogether, okay? You got where I'm rolling right now. That's 1 lane. You got all of this lane that I'm rolling in now. And then the 3rd lane, which is all of this, which is the end of second, right? So everyone needs to be playing, if we're sticking with the Ana on second, within those lanes so that Ana still gets value. Because I will be having her be as far back as possible, because if the enemy team does run dive, committing to her is going to put them in no man's land. Does that make sense? So this is both for attack and defense if you run the Ana on second, even third to a degree. And the Brig kind of sits in between middleman, so let's say Maddie is the Ana, Brig kind of plays right here in between the Ana and then the tanks. Make sense?
Type Echo.
Yes? Yes?
Yep.
Yes? Thank you. Defending on second, I think it was basically just the same comp. Yeah, it was basically the same comp, but it's either Moira Lucio or Ana Lucio. Okay, for third, again, same thing. Think of this for third map as 2 lanes, so anywhere around this first corner is 1 lane, and then for the second lane is anything to the very end of the map. So Ana plays all the way back there, or Ana plays over here on defense at least. On attack, I would swap to Moira Lucio instead of Ana and whatever else, Ana Brig. So for defending, it's what did I put down? Defending on third is Rein Diva, Echo Reaper, Lucio Moira, or Ana Brig. Again, Ana just sits back here and pokes from afar. Brig sits in the middle. Tanks are pushing up and defending cart with the Reaper. Echo's kind of playing in between with the tanks. A little bit of a flank and up in the air. And then attacking, I said either Ball Diva or Rein Diva with Sombra Echo and Lucio Moira. Okay, does everyone understand this part of the map? I guess the big things about this, shut up. The big things about this map is around first point. it's within those two strats. Sunless, I've already explained what you're going to be doing. Chase, I've explained what you're doing on Kree. And then the next thing would be for Ana playing in those lanes, so she has LOS on you. Fuck you guys. Stop! You can't fucking tank. Again, make sure you're just playing in those lanes. If you have a Ana. There's fucking funny. Can't do it now. Anubis. There it is.
Now entering the temple of Anubis.
Let's hustle.
Mercy on call. I play to win.
Okay, for this map, we're going to be doing Sunless and Gek for Anubis. Go to first.
See you later. Excuse me.
Okay, so for attack, I put on Anubis. So there's 3 different tank comps that we can run on attack for first. Either we do a regular Winston D.Va, we do double bubble, so Winston Zarya, or Ball D.Va. Again, if Naeem's in, then most likely it's going to be Ball D.Va.
But look above this one.
Oh shit, yeah, it is there.
Merg alert. Yep.
Huh.
There it is.
Always leave yourself a box.
So those are the tank comps we're going to be running. Again, if it depends if Tusk is going to be playing for any other maps. And then DPS wise, it's either going to be Genji or Echo, and then Sombra with an Ana and a Lucio. So if you're anytime you're going to be running the Winston D.Va or the double bubble, how you set this up is for about the first minute, all our tanks are doing is feeding, and DPS are either getting set up or they're just waiting out here and choke. Okay, so they're not doing anything. Why I say we're feeding is once we run that Ana, we're gonna get nano faster than they're gonna get any other ults by our tanks coming out here, getting low enough that they just jump around the corner. Ana heals them up, and then once we have nano, that's when we engage. So basically, we're feeding a little bit before anyone on their team gets ults. We build nano fast enough. Once we do, if we have the Zarya comes into this left room and almost plays by Mega, and once the dive is called, she comes out from Mega onto this high ground. Winston dives in with the nano. The Sombra should be waiting either where you are now, Chu. Say hi for us. Thank you. And then Genji will follow up with the Winston as well. And the Lucio will probably be with the Zarya, or if not, then we'll have to wall right up here. If we're running Winston D.Va or Ball D.Va. Okay, so that's the first strat for attack that I have on first. The next would be going Ball D.Va, and I'm assuming all of you know how to do or at least have seen where you grapple underneath the bridge and knock somebody off. Yes, Gek, do you know how to do it? Yeah, Gek is... Wow, great job. There you go. So, or you a small play like that and try that out. If anyone's sitting up here, they get knocked off. Once they're down here, this is where we dive. Okay, so a lot of the supports that any team will be playing, whether that be BAP or Ana, for the most part, anywhere they're going to be sitting is where Chu is. Say hi. Or they're going to be sitting up here. Okay, and by booping them down there, that puts them in a spot that is unresable, and potentially you can't see for heals. As soon as they get knocked down, their automatic response is going to be to fall back, right? So this is where we dive them. If Naeem or whoever's in Tusk or Naeem gets that knockoff, that's where we're diving them. So defense for first. This is a strat that I used to run with my team. It is a treetop strat. this would be with Bastion, Sim, Orisa, D.Va, Bap, and Mercy. Okay, so Chu, I think your job out of all of this is the most important. So the TP is set up in between right here and this other high ground that I'm shooting at now. Everyone see? Yes? So TP is back and forth between there with the Sim and the Bastion. Orisa sits up here with the Bap. Mercy kind of flies back and forth or hangs up in the air, right? And Chu, you will be up here half the time, right? So the best way to derail this comp is with a dive, because if you just go to point, all you have to do is TP to the other side with the Bastion. You burn them down on point either way. Either side, they hug the wall, right? Now, if they manage to sustain long enough or destroy a TP while we can't see them, Chu, your job is to touch point, play the opposite side of them. You play down here. Once your health gets around 200, you fly right back up, okay? And if you don't have boosters in time, you call for Immortality. Immortality comes on you. Hopefully boosters come up in time enough for you to jump back up. We're playing for the entire first point here. We're not just playing for ticks. So if they get a tick, that's fine. If they get 2 ticks, that's fine. If they almost get 3 ticks, that's fine. As long as we are trying to full hold on first. Does that make sense to everyone?
No. I'm out of
Comms, people, yes. No. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm watching porn.
Lovely.
taking these very serious.
Are you really just curious?
You're taking these very
No, I just muted my mic though.
Okay, cool.
Let's say.
Next video is already now.
So, and then, yeah, so DPS and Orisa Bap just go back and forth between the 2 high grounds. Make sense?
9.
Say it one more time. Say it one more fucking time.
9.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That really hurt.
Okay, let's go to second point.
9.
So again, Chu, the main thing is do not get demacked.
Heroes never die.
If you can help it, do not get demacked. Yes, massive feeder. So attack
I
for
like
this.
choose the least
Feedy.
feeding of our tanks.
Yeah, I'd agree. Okay, so for attacking on second, I don't really have a specific strat for this map. I do have comps that we should be running. We're either going to be running Ball D.Va with Echo Sombra, and then either Brig Ana or Lucio Moira, or we're running Rein D.Va, Mei, Reaper, or Kree with a Lucio Moira. So attack, there's nothing really special about it. I would avoid going straight down mid as much as possible. Either you go left side through the catacombs, or you go left, but then you rotate underneath where this mega is and come out on the right side. Does that make sense? Or you just go right side. So basically, just don't beeline it down mid. Good for defense. This is a little bit more the fun part. So with the defense, we're gonna do either Winston or Ball. Again, it depends on which main tank is in. With D.Va, Sombra, Doom, Ana, Lucio. Okay. The big win condition of this comp is to fight them before they get to point. So so from a defender's point of view, if they're going down this left side, so where I am at now, this is where we're diving them, right here. We need to be diving them as soon as they come in here, okay? If they come down mid, anywhere in this area, right? Again, if they're coming down this way, we're attacking them before they get into the catacombs. So anywhere right here. So, Sunless, most likely you're going to be on Sombra for this map. You need to be calling which way they're coming. So you're going to be, you know, invis out here calling which way they come. Where are you at? I don't even see you. You're right there. Hi. So wherever way they come this way, you're calling which way. And then the team rotates to do that. To at least to match the rotation, right? I hate both of you. Most likely we're going to be playing Ball for this. So where tanks should be sitting, at least for fuck, I can't even do this. Say hi. Oh, you were up there. So if they come down this left side, Ball's going to be sitting here. And Gek, I hope you know rollouts for this map. I think that was understood. Yes, good. Yeah, okay. So if they come through this left side, basically we are diving in as soon as they come through right here. So Doom goes in with slam and then uppercut, Ball goes in with pile drive, Sombra's behind them to hack, and then Nade is getting thrown in from last. And then D.Va, you're just there to follow up and mitigate damage. Okay? Does that make sense? Every which way they're going, we need to attack them before point. That's the biggest part about this comp. We got it? Yes, 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 good. I guess I should
You're
bring
taking
it
this
back.
very serious. You're taking this very serious. You're taking...
Guys, like my new voice line that I equipped. Yeah, I'm gonna start using that. I had it on Sorry, but now I don't care. Yep.
So we're almost done. This is, like I said, this wasn't gonna really take that long. Rialto, I'm not really gonna go through it because there's not really rotations or anything else I need to explain for that. Sorry. What?
Close hold.
Close hold. Yeah. That I guess that's the only really big thing is we're trying to close hold for that. Yeah. So.
What are we doing? What supports? 'Cause I've played 2 different supports for a close hold before.
Lucio Moira. So Junkertown's a different beast. Most maps you're most likely going to be on Lucio.
On Rialto, we did Bap Moira.
Did we?
Yeah, and I got Cole before they even...
Were you on Moira?
Yeah, I was on Moira.
Okay, yeah, okay. Because we were probably going to be running BAP afterwards. So, no, for the most part, we shouldn't need to switch up our comp for Rialto. It'll be both attack and defense. Ryan with D.Va or Sig. Mei and either Kree or Reaper. And then Lucio Moira. So, this is for all of Rialto. What do you mean, why? Because dive is not very good on this map. Double shield still isn't that good. And it's leaning into our comfort picks with just running rush. So, questions about that? Are you saying my ultimate prediction for Rialto? For Rialto?
You want us to
win? All right then. Glad we had that conversation. Yeah. Okay.
Do I want to know your predictions?
I don't know the team that you guys are facing, and I haven't really seen much of them. But
I don't either. What team are we facing? No. Wait, who are we facing? I think it's Composure then. I think Wildfire is the one that cheesed.
I thought Wildfire dropped out. Oh. I mean, if you want to know my predictions, then Rialto is the coin toss for me. Just because there's nothing really set on that, and it's just up to you guys playing your best comp to, the advantage of the map. Yeah. I think now that you guys hopefully at least have some strats, it'll work. Another thing I guess I should touch on for Anubis, when on attack, if that Winston, if that initial Winston Nano everyone engages in on that high ground doesn't work, then after that we're just going to be playing for EMP Nano Blade. Or if we can't get it without ults, or with minimal ults, then we just EMP Nano Blade, hopefully secure first from it. if it doesn't work the initial time with the Winston Nano. Make sense? Well, again, I don't know if you're playing or not. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Ooh. I'd say you're in for Anubis just because you're here to actually understand some of the strats that we're doing. Rialto. And then Oasis or Numbani, I guess, could go to either one of you. Okay. There you go. Then he plays Numbani, and then I guess you'll be in Natificus to Basan, but sure.
It kind of falls up. Okay. I was gonna say, I feel like our team kind of falls apart against like a Bastion. These comps, like, what should we do? Because I feel like I always get screwed with that.
Yeah, I think. Okay, I was gonna ask if that was me or not. Yeah, you're kind of being a robot.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, it happens all the time.
Sure. Specifically for these maps, where I would see you would potentially see that would be, Numbani for first defense, and technically probably Rialto, and potentially Anubis. I mean, you guys might be running a Bastion strat. Oh, the other important thing, if we run that treetop strat, on Anubis, we have to do it if we're defending second. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. How to deal with a Bastion? It's hard to say how you deal with a Bastion just for the simple fact that I don't know what else they would be running. Because I could say, yeah, just go this character, this character, this character, and that should be able to do it. The biggest way to deal with a Bastion is attacking the Bastion. Everyone's focusing the Bastion, and we are avoiding closing the gap between us and to where the Bastion is. We're trying to make that as minimal as possible. So again, you're thinking back to, let's say Numbani. If the Bastion's sitting up top right, then we're going straight down mid. Or if we have rush, then we're going. Do you know where the cliff is on Numbani first? I think everyone should. Yes, you go that way. You go behind, and then you rotate up to that high ground, and you try to push them off. If we're running rush, and if it was dive, then we need to, like I said, close the gap from where we initiate to where we end on top of the Bastion. That needs to be as small as possible. So, does that make sense when I say that? Mm-hmm. Okay. And once that happens, everyone just needs to start focusing the Bastion, and you just burn them down. Bastion is the easiest character to counter with teamwork. That's how you beat Bastion. So just make sure your rotations aren't like jumping across half the map, speeding half the map away, like beelining it towards the Bastion in order to kill him. Make sure your pathing and how you are engaging onto the Bastion is taking minimal amounts of damage. Because once you get on top of him, sure, he might be able to burn you down, but if Chu is on D.Va, Chu's at least going to eat, probably I think 3 seconds of his fire. That's enough time for 6 players to burn down 1 Bastion. Should be. There's really no formulaic thing that I could say hey, just go these characters against Sebastian. You guys, for the most part, are high enough players that should know what is really good against Bastion and what's just good against Bastion. I guess we'll go over the Koth maps now. So for Oasis, for University, is going to be Rein Diva. And then one of these three DPS lines, it's either going to be May Reaper, May Cree, or Sombra Doom with Lucio Moira. Gardens is going to be either Winston or Ball. Diva, Sombra Doom, Moira Lucio. Make sure our tanks are utilizing the T-shaped high ground in the middle. Do we know what we're talking about, tanks? Okay. City Center, Ball Diva, Tracer Echo, and either Brig Zen, Brig Ana, or Lucio Moira. And then if it goes to a fifth map for Busan, downtown is Ball Diva, Sombra, or Tracer, Echo, and then either Ana with Brig or Lucio. Sanctum would be Ball Diva. DPS is either Echo or Pharah, and then Tracer or Cree. And then Mercy or Brig, and then Ana or Zen. And Mecha base is Rein Diva, May Reaper, Lucio Moira. Just straight up rush. I think for the most part, you guys have at least been playing long enough or understand how you should be playing these comps on the specific rounds of the Koth maps. Everyone get that? Does anyone have any questions about any of the strats?
No.
Okay, well, that's really it, and that's all I have. See, that wasn't that bad.